Hello, everyone, and welcome to this audio podcast. This audio podcast as part of the series on the Convolute FlashBack. This audio podcast is part of the RainZtorm Squal. This audio podcast is part of MHC and MHC Bostics. This audio podcast is part of a Storm Robotics production. So, part of this as part of this series and this audio podcast, there will be an overview around the summary, a summary of this works, some aspects of sort of prospective works, and some conclusions. So. Facebook or social media platforms tend to allow a good general tend to be utilized for people to interact, and social media platforms tend to be utilized by varying sort of audiences, varying audiences. The RPSG had supported and promoted this project an awareness campaign, and the group, the social media platform, raises CKD awareness. Raises CKD awareness at varying severities. Fistula access or vascular access plays an important part in the world of around CKD, and awareness and care should be a valued concern for healthcare professionals, since it impacts on patients psychologically and well-being, and this all links into aspects of well-being generally. Healthcare professionals should thus strive to empower themselves more, and staff generally need to have empathy, understanding, and knowledge that fistula care needs to be taken more seriously. For example, not just in kidney specialties or across kidney specialties, but across all healthcare specialties, since patients can have several clinical complications. For example, health professionals at the same time should form partnerships, should see collaborations and partnerships with patients for better understanding in around aspects of research and awareness, and more broadly, a fistula band, or wristband should be available for patients or recipients on hemodialysis, and these should be part of a patient's care plan. A few kidney patient associations, and around at the time when this works was carried out, or KPAs, offer wristbands for free, and whilst others have them for sale to help raise funds. Patients also need to empower themselves to ensure that they are aware of how care should be received. So, in around some prospective works that have been put forward. So, more educational and continuous professional development needs to take place for healthcare staff to reflect and self-evaluate upon how to better practice, and reflecting plan to attend, for example, the NHS National Health Service Leadership Academy to become a leader on this initiative. Fistula awareness packs should become available, and to include, number one, Number one, wristbands to wear around wrist. Number two, information leaflet about the use of the wristbands. Number three, dressings for use in emergency. Number four, ID wallet size card or cards which helps to highlight patient has official access point. And number five, wristband information that can be that can also be that can also wristband about information that could also be worn around, for example where some patients, for example, have tunnel lines or sort of necklines as well. And so further awareness had taken place through personal stories in local newspapers as part of this works, and one NHS trust one NHS trust had been in the process of piloting a wristband pack. In around some conclusions, then, as part of this works, the main feedback from the RPSG highlighted that all health professionals need to gain a better understanding of hemodialysis access care, or vascular access for patients with varying forms of renal disease. Number two, the use, one of the second parts of this, is that the use of social media platforms for people with kidney disease or kidney abnormalities has allowed a number of comments to be collected or collated, and facilitated for learning and teaching students in higher education. And number three, patients need to take more control of healthcare plans so that any issues can be raised immediately to avoid distress. Number five, fistula care or vascular access care is of high importance to all patients, and some of the comments highlighted inform of experiences. Number six, a fistula wristband. A wristband is perhaps important relating to awareness and identification or ID, and some patients or recipients who commented view wristbands as a comfortable blanket. And number seven, this was a novel collaboration. It was a novel collaboration between an academic institution and a social media platform. And raising awareness and research is an important essence of the RPSG, and it's been known to be a sort of a platform or a place where awareness meets research. That draws this audio podcast to a close. There will be some of sort of a list of further reading for any listeners who want to sort of identify similar works around this, and will be on across social media. At the same time, there has been on the RPSG as well, and finally, on the RPSG platform, on the RPSG social media platform, an overview around this, around the research poster presentation, is also available through the RPSG audio channel on the RPSG. Thank you for this. Thank you for for joining in on this audio podcast. This has been an audio podcast as part of a Convolute Flashback, an audio podcast as part of the RainZtorm Squal. This has been an audio podcast as part of the MHC and MHC Bostics, an audio podcast as part of a Storm Lobostics production, and it's been an audio podcast as part of a supernova. Thank you.